serious.
Okay.
I roped my mom into living with me today. She loves it. Good morning, Heather Stewart. Heather's in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
She's from a long ways away.
How are you? Yeah.
I bet it's beautiful. But what time is it?
I know. I want to go visit. I'm awful at the time zones. It's probably like tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's hard
I've
to.
always wanted to go to New Zealand.
I know, because it's so pretty.
It is beautiful.
All the pictures that we see. Well, what we think it is.
We know it's really bad.
Poor little Americans.
No, that's true.
We
The
had
reason why I know it's beautiful because it's
Lord of the Rings.
yeah, Lord of the Rings.
It's like,
But it is
how did you go
gorgeous.
there?
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, Heather. How are you? We are trying to talk Heather Nittinger and her family into delivering a truckload of sheep to our house.
Where are they at?
They're in Virginia.
Oh, yeah, they're not far.
See?
Sheep is good.
Wouldn't that be
To
awesome?
Heidi's house.
Yeah.
Sheep would be good at Heidi's house. Yeah.
I sent Brandon a video today, and it was like herd of sheep, flock of sheep. It's a herd of sheep. It's a flock of sheep.
I think it's a flock. Mm-hmm.
A group of sheep, and there was a tire swing
Oh,
like
I
on
saw
a
that
tree,
one. Yeah.
and the sheep was stuck in it. So every time it would run, it looked like it was like swinging.
I just hope he was enjoying it.
I don't
It
know.
was kind of funny.
Okay, it
Poor
is a
little
flock. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
I
I really can't.
homeschool with us. We don't know the difference between a
A
mob,
mob. Okay, now I've heard that. I think I've heard that. A mob. Yeah.
a bunch of sheep.
We
That's
are
what
in
I
the
mean.
South. There
Yeah,
you
in
go.
the
If
South,
that
yeah.
works. All right.
Hey, Tati, how are you?
Oh.
I conned my mother into living with me today. Travis was a big part in this.
He was blackmailing me, but okay.
Yeah, so
Here I
basically,
am.
we blackmailed her to enforce her against her will to sit down and do the live with me today.
Because she wouldn't tell me what we're talking about. She's like, you just get on there.
Just
and
get on and you
talk."
just talk. You just come up with random. I don't know. That's
Why are you guys even watching? What is it? Is there something you want from
why
us?
are you here?
Oh, somebody's only got
A
one
mob
sheep.
should be goats.
Oh,
Yeah, they do kind of. I
Goats
think
are good
goats
too.
have mob mentality when they're all together.
or by themselves. We had one, remember?
Mom, but this is what I do every day. I just turn on the camera. No plans, no clue.
Do you not have any real friends, like close-up friends, like friends you can go visit? She's really lonely. She needs friends.
Okay, so maybe I
You're all
shouldn't
her
have
friends.
invited you to come do this. She's like, honey, do you do this because you don't have real friends? Okay,
Does that mean I'm your friend?
mind your business. Maybe I do this because I don't have real friends. Fine.
She
Go
really
ahead,
does
my
this
own
because she loves what she does and she likes to give you
Homeschool
pointers.
guerrilla tactics, blackmailing your mama. Yeah, see,
101.
these are all the people who have nothing better to do than watch us ramble about.
You know why? Because I bet most of them are all at home 24/7 with somebody under 2 feet tall, and you just want to hear an adult voice that's not, sad or lonely, or crying or whining or demanding, right? So you listen to Heidi. Okay, I get it now. I taught for a long time, and
So these are the people that have absolutely nobody.
it's better to do. Wait, what did she say?
Yeah.
Sometimes she
Sometimes
does
I
it
do.
with less.
Yeah, I wrote
Oh,
Lex into
okay.
this time.
She does have one friend. I even know who Lex is.
Why did I invite you to do this with me? This is awful. So now let's talk about all of my childhood trauma and problems that I have no friends.
Well, Heidi was always an old soul
I know.
because she had a hard time making friends because she wouldn't put up with their shenanigans. She liked everybody. She was always kind to everybody. But when someone wanted to be her friend and they wanted to act like they were too, because they were, she was like, "Nah, you're not
I'll
my
go
friend."
sit with the parents at the
That's
parent
right.
table.
She sat with all the parents, and the parents loved her, but she just wouldn't be the kid's friend. I don't know. She's like, no drama. She was not a drama kid.
And that's why my
That's why she
brothers
talks to you.
and my husband, every year I get a little bit older and they're like, you're almost there. You're getting closer and closer to your
your real
true age.
age.
One day.
That's true.
Hello, Karen. My mother is here bringing out all of my childhood problems to everyone on the internet.
You know, if she had said, we're going to get on here, we're going to talk about
Maybe I
school
should have had a
stuff,
plan.
And we had a plan, I'd be okay.
But like, no, Mom, we just talk about stuff.
Yeah.
You just go with it.
Well, first she's trying to make me be funny. I have no humor.
Okay. This was my original idea. Karen says she loves your haircut.
Thank you, Karen.
So this is my original idea. I said, Mom, this is what we should do. I said, we should just set just the chair here like it's just me, like normal. And you should just get on and just act like you're me and just get going and just like, hey guys, it's Heidi. Glad to have you on. Like, just get going and see how long it takes people to be like,
I am not funny. I have no humor bone in my body. Serious? I got the serious bones.
It would be so funny. Yeah. This is where I
sorry.
get that face from.
Because I would have to come on and say, hello, this is Heidi.
What does Heidi talk about? Besides nothing, apparently, because I have no friends. So that's what we've established so far for everybody just hopping on. My mom reminding everyone that I have no friends. So that's why I get on the internet.
No.
Yes, see, she loves the Lord. She loves old books and plants. She's basically my BFF. See,
Well,
see.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I like that stuff too.
Okay, so we can talk about how I'm turning into my mother.
I
Brandon's on
see
here,
it.
too.
You know what's really bad is Lily is turning into her mother, who is now her mother. So that means Lily's going to be another clone of me. I love
Poor
it.
Brandon. Brandon's like, no.
She did the whole put her hand on her hip and said, I saw it. Yes, you did.
And everybody went, oh, it's Heidi.
It was. It was really kind of creepy. Okay, really cool.
Heidi miniature.
Heidi miniature.
Yeah, Ollie does look a lot like Lily.
Yeah.
See, Heather says it's like when you have friends and everyone lives in different states, so we all come and chit chat about our week.
Well, I forget you guys are all like, this kind of people now, where you all do phone stuff. And hey, at least you get to stay connected that way.
Okay, I had a memory come up on my Facebook from like 7 years ago that I had to share to her, but it was when she was first learning how to use Pinterest. Remember the one that I shared to you? And she was
took
like,
me forever
okay.
to learn.
She was
how
like,
to do that.
okay, I've learned the whole pin thing, but how do I now find what I've pinned?
It took me a while.
It was so cute. I was like, look at your
Hey,
little
but
amazing.
I
She can use the face space now.
what's that? Oh, that thing on that.
Facebook. No, Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Because you know how it was MySpace and now there's Facebook.
I never did that because I didn't understand that one. And I don't know how y'all got into that one. Facebook just seems to be easier, I guess. I don't know. But I do know how to do Google
She does know.
Docs because I have to for work.
Look at you
I feel so proud of myself. I feel like
doing the thing.
I'm in my 40s. Because 40-year-olds would know how, like the 50s. Nobody has to do anything. But when old people come to me and say, hey, I want to get my high school diploma, guess what? I totally understand where they're coming from, and I do all of their electric, mechanical,
That's why I
computer
love
stuff.
when Mark Zuckerberg was on trial at the Senate
Yeah.
doing the thing, and all the memes were going around, and they were like, so how many of those old folks made him set up their Wi-Fi before he left?
Yeah.
So it's 6 a.m. on a Sunday in New Zealand. So I told you it was like tomorrow.
Oh, it's a whole day, almost not quite 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because you'd be, I have no
Yeah.
idea. What is it, 12 now? So there's a 6 hour left.
I don't know
Okay.
what time it is. Yeah, I guess
That's
it's
really
12.
cool. Thank you for telling us what time
So
it is there.
yeah, Brandon's probably not gonna want to join in on this live today, considering he's got like Dorothy and Dorothy
I could tell you
Jr.
stories
already
about
going.
Brandon. Let me see. Because I even had his nephew in class. That's how I met Brandon when
Yeah.
she was 14. Mm-hmm.
Because her first, because she's a school teacher,
Yeah.
and her first class had Brandon's nephew, and
Yep.
it was one of her students.
4th grade. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, okay, tell everybody in your will what Brandon gets.
Oh, is that?
So we could tell that story. That's a funny one.
All right. Well, one time, actually, my grandmother was really big into Princess House. So I became a Princess House dealer for about 2 months in my lifetime, and when I was still living in California. And so I got these. I got the opportunity to buy these beautiful salt and pepper shakers because my grandmother had them. I wanted them too. They were $50.
$50 salt and
But
pepper shakers.
I bought them anyway because my grandmother. So I'm a little protective of my
Little protective.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But Brandon loves to give me heart. See all my gray hair? It's not just from my own
from
voice. It's from Brandon too. But so anyway, in my will, he gets shakers because I thought he was gonna break them a million times.
Every time he would go to use them, she's like, and he's like, what? They're salt and pepper shakers. I'm going to use the salt and pepper shaker. Like, that's what they're for. And she's like, they're $50. So then he lost it on her and he was like, you spent $50 on salt and pepper shakers.
But my grandmother had them. I had to have them.
She's like, yes, then you have to be careful. So she like put them away. Did you get like the cheap ones so he could use like the
two extra sets so nobody uses the good ones?
She's got $50 salt and pepper shakers that nobody's allowed to use. And so Brandon, and he would call, he's like, why did you spend $50? We can't even use the salt and pepper shakers. It was hilarious, but she was so serious. And she's like, I don't care. And she took them away from him. And she had to. So she
I think he would have never broken them, but he would have hid them, and I never would have found them until I died. And
he would watch out being like, oh.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, she called up and she was like, hey, I'm putting together like our end of life stuff and just having all these things put together.
I was being serious.
Yes, she was being absolutely serious. And she was like, is there anything specific that you want to make sure that I leave to you or whatever? Right. And I was like, Mom, I have no idea. Like, if there's something you want, like, I'm down for whatever. It doesn't matter to me. And then we thought about it. So we said, but you know what needs to be written in your will? That Brandon gets the $50 salt and pepper shakers that nobody's allowed
so
to
he does get the salt and pepper shakers.
Which means now we're going to end up with these stinking things that I'm going to have to keep in like a shelf put up somewhere. Like
but now that Heidi is being me, she'll be going the same thing her dad used to say about his grandmother when we got her, when we inherited her TV, and his grandmother lived in that TV. Well, she'll be saying, don't touch the salt and pepper shakers. So Brandon still may own them. We'll get to you. This is what we talk about. This is just funny. I was trying to think if I could come up with a good story about Brandon. He was such a Star Wars geek.
Yeah.
And I remember one time me and his nephew were in class and we were talking about books, and I think Jeremy said something about Star Wars, and he went on this big thing. I'm like, how the heck do you know all that stuff? He goes, well, my Uncle Brandon's a real big, he knows everything.
He knows
everything about Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I saw it before he was even born. He really does know more. I found out as time went on. Because then eventually he met Heidi and at the same school.
And we're like, oh, wow, you really know everything there is.
Yeah, he really does know everything about Star Wars. So, yeah, he was really cool.
But you thought for a minute, you're like, crazy kid, what are you talking about? Your uncle knows everything. Really, he wasn't even alive when they came out.
No.
And then you met Brandon. You're like, oh, never mind.
I didn't know there was a book. So that's how I learned about a lot of things. There was a book and Brandon read it, and yeah, he's pretty smart.
Yeah, he knows all the things. Now you know what Heidi will look like in 20 years. Yeah. Well, okay, so what kills Brandon? So he, her glasses when you got him, remember? I put them on. Brandon was like, "Oh my gosh, you're your mother." Oh, I can't see anything with them.
Oh, I can barely see out of them because I got the wrong ones. But I
see Brandon.
See, is Brandon watching?
My eyeballs.
Yeah. You don't know. You
Yeah,
can't.
it is funny to see that. Yeah, because I can definitely see different things about you that remind me of Nana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as I get older, I see.
Yeah. And I forgot how much I look like her when she was with us last year, you know, and
start to notice things.
Yeah, I'd be doing something and I'd go, oh wow, I do look like my mom.
Except please stop. Brenda just says, please stop.
Oh, yes, Brandon.
Oh wait, Heather has a China hutch I can't get rid of because it was my grandmother's and it's huge, but I can't get rid of it because she bought it for the sole purpose to pass it down. Yep. So now you're stuck with that China hutch forever. Big, huge China hutch.
Hurry and have a child.
Oops, Heather, I accidentally just deleted your message because I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing all kinds of crazy things.
I was just trying to get the messages to show up. Oh. Sorry, Heather. I don't know what I did.
Well, this is what you do. You quickly have a daughter.
Here it comes.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Keep it in the family. You just have to for 18 years once they're here, and
Mm-hmm.
You're moving out. Oh darn! You're going to college. Well, you'll need this. You'll need the hutch. Just kidding.
You have to have
a little.
I want a China hutch. I always see
Heidi will be your daughter. She would love one. That is
so
true.
We have somewhere to put the $50 salt and pepper shakers that no one's allowed to touch.
Well, we won't talk about silverware though. Okay, so
I've given up on my silverware stuff.
Nobody touches my silverware. Goes to the table, to the sink, to the dishwasher, to the silverware.
Yeah,
and I count it even when I'm just married, just me and my husband.
Yep. Oh yeah, and your Faltzgraf dinnerware set.
I'm trying to sell that. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I've had that for forever. We were like tortured to not touch it or like.
Well, it's really heavy. Could you imagine?
Yeah, I know
carrying
it's
it to
really
the city?
heavy.
Yeah.
We know because if we broke a piece, you would have killed us. So we had to like.
That's why I have so many pieces, because you took good care of them.
Because we had
My children knew how to take care of stuff.
Because we were terrified of you.
Because I would kill them. I mean, you can always make more children, but I can more stuff, more
eBay
dishes.
bill ain't gonna pay itself. Come on, guys.
That's right.
Are you really gonna sell your set?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
What are you gonna use?
I already have new dishes.
Brandon, do you hear this?
Well, I watched One Call So Hard and I fell in love with their dishes. So I've had those dishes for 20 years. So I said, well, let's do something new. And David said, okay, because he never tells me no.
Because he's not allowed to use the other dishes.
Yeah, he's kind of afraid of them too.
We're all afraid to use them.
I still have a few pieces, but he won't touch them. So that's okay. That was another reason why. Okay, what do you guys really want? What do you really want Heidi to talk about today? Like something important. Ask us a question. Do they ask you?
Oh,
Good.
Hello, people in Heidi's phone. Do you ask questions?
I do see some things.
Okay, well, I do think the funny thing is too is I end up making a lot of friends and talking about plants all the time, but I love it because where does my plant problem come from?
I had 100 once.
Well, really, you and Dad both.
Yeah, he
are
really
crazy
helped.
plant
Yeah,
people.
he did help me.
When he was in the hospital, he was like, "Can you call and make sure someone gets over there and waters my plants?"
He was the
He had a
outside
new
door
tree.
plant.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the
Yeah.
outdoor stuff.
Yeah, he likes all that stuff. He liked the garden. Well, not garden, but he liked the outside stuff.
Mhm.
But he got that from his mom.
Yeah.
Because my mother-in-law, Pat, she was a phenomenal. She could take anything, just put it in water and it would grow.
Yeah.
She really was. She had green fingers. She didn't have
Like,
a
how do
little
you do
hand.
this? And she's like, "You just do it." And it just
Yeah.
grows.
Yeah, she did. She always had beautiful everything.
Yeah.
And she loved to get out there and yeah.
So the house in Nevada, right? Isn't that when you guys had like 100 plants?
Yes, when you were little.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we moved into this little tiny house and it was like all
Like a
plants.
jungle.
And you had to like go through and walk sideways because there was, and so I had to pare down a little. I started giving them away, and then we moved to California and
Yeah.
then you have children and
They ruin all the plants.
wayside because you don't still have time to take care of everything. And then I went to school too. So
I remember one time I collected a bunch of ladybugs and brought them inside and put them in the plant in that little apartment we lived in Joshua Tree when
Yes.
the boys were little. And
Oh,
you got really upset and I didn't understand
I
why.
wonder why.
Like, what? I
Hey.
just collected like 30
When you
bucks.
start remembering these things, I probably should take the kids out this spring and say, let's see what Heidi thinks about a million little aphid eaters in her. So I did do that for school one year.
Yeah.
I let them collect ladybugs,
Mhm.
and then we took magnifying glasses and we put the little ladybugs on the plants that we were growing
Mhm.
and watched them eat the aphids. And it really was kind of cool.
That's
But it was
crazy.
also kind of gross watching them eat the aphids.
Well, the kids wanted to farm snails.
Ew.
Last,
That's
was that
right.
last summer.
I
And we
remember
learned
that.
if you take snails, they're actually kind of cool. The more time you spend with them.
Who would have known?
But if you feed them carrots, their poop turns orange. And I was like, is that really true? So we put carrots all in the thing and we woke up the next morning and there's just trails of orange poop everywhere.
Oh,
It was kind of interesting. So see, look at you learn all kinds of things.
science right there.
Oh, Heather says whenever she goes over to friends' houses, she always asks for a little piece of their plant so she can go and root it. And grow
There
it
you
out.
go. Yep.
I
understand that. My boss has
Cheetah
me-
says I've tried growing plants, but they all die on me. However, I have been able to grow my children. So,
maybe that's a better thumb to have.
might want to be able to do that one.
Well, I don't know, it might be important.
Karen says my cat eats my plants. Used to do the spray bottle trick.
Yeah, we used to the fluoride a lot, but it was just a little bit of water. And if they're really obnoxious, you just put a tad bit of vinegar in there and you spray them and they really will leave stuff
Ooh,
alone.
that's a good idea. Putting
Yeah.
vinegar in it.
Just a little, just like a teaspoon or something in your, like a water bottle. And
Yeah.
just enough to give them that smell. And they just, yeah.
And then they're like, oh, never mind.
Because our cats like to in the summer, they want in the house, but not very often. So when they do, instead of knocking on the door, which our cats really do know how to knock, they will jump up on the screen and they've literally torn the screen off. So I sit there with the door open and a water bottle and I
wait
don't
for
let them in because I want them to quit doing that. And if they knock, I'll let them in. But if they jump on the screen, Nope. I squirt the heck out of them.
That's amazing. So you've taught your cats to knock on the door.
Actually, and you know when they're in the house and they want out?
Do they knock on the door?
No, they ring the bell and put on the bell for the dog. Charlie won't go near the bell. He just looks at me like, you're letting me out like I'm supposed to know that. But
The cats
he
don't
won't
ring
go to the bell. But the cats, Tom will go in there and he'll ding-a-ling. And
just
I go
wait.
let him out. Even Osie, my mom's cat, it does the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Ross yells at me, but you know.
I have one plant that Lucy has tried to use as a litter box a couple times, and
Because it's got dirt in it. Why not?
I mean, I get to her that it makes sense.
Same thing.
For the most part, she does good now. I put rocks in it. Like I just
Oh, she
collected
don't like the
rocks
rocks,
from
yeah.
outside and covered the soil that she could get to.
Yeah.
And then I could tell she was like, oh, hey. My husband hung most of our plants so the cats can't knock the plants over or eat them.
Oh my goodness.
That's genius.
That's pretty smart.
Keep them up.
So this morning I kissed one. I was in the girls' room sleeping, and I woke up at one point and looked over because I heard this weird noise. And the cat was literally climbing the wall.
Yeah.
What is with Lily's cat?
It's Lily's cat.
It is crazy.
She's nuts.
It was like hanging off the wall. And there was nothing underneath. It's not
No.
like it was like on top
No.
of something. No.
No.
And I thought, okay, I must be dreaming. But then when I woke up, I saw it again. So I'm telling you, cats are nuts.
No, I've
Mine
gone
never
into
done
their
that.
room and she's like up on the wall. Just I'm like, how? What are you holding on? Like
Claws or something.
our cat stands there looking at
pebbles
us,
too.
crumbled. Yeah, the pebbles.
So that helps. Yeah.
I think it helped because I was really strict and on Lily's cat when we first got her to not mess with my plants.
So she
I
leaves
was
them
like,
alone.
you leave them alone, don't mess with my plants. But yeah, she is pretty good. Every once in a while I feel like she'll go through this like really weird phase where all of a sudden I catch her messing with them. What are you doing? And then she leaves it alone.
Well, that's good. I think it's like anything, you just have to train them.
Yeah.
And
vinegar
there's
in the water bottle's a good idea though.
Yeah. And if you don't mind your floors getting low down, but it doesn't like
At least
kill
you can
your
just
floors.
mop them when you're done. I mean, you got
There
vinegar in
you
it.
go.
Just take the thing and
Just tell your husband I'm working on I'm cleaning the house, honey. I'm working on it. So
part of
when the
the
cat
plan.
finally stops, go get the mop out and mop up your water. Hey, 2-in-1. I'm all for
Done.
that.
I'm hoping because I got 2 new plants yesterday.
Because she haunts the clearance aisles at like Lowe's and anywhere else.
Plant rescue charity that I one person run and do all.
It's a good thing you don't live next to like a livestock auction. These were left over at the livestock. Come get them. They're on clearance.
Do they do that?
I don't know, but you would be the one purchasing them.
Okay.
Give them a good
If
home.
there's a clearance aisle of all the reject livestock that nobody wants,
All the runts in the litter would live here.
Brandon's like, stop. Yes, only 2 because I went by the thing yesterday. We were waiting for
Yeah.
Brandon's prescription to get filled, and I of course went over to clearance plants, and I found 2, and I was like, oh, honey, look, can I get these? And he was like, sure.
Oh, they're pretty. You need them. So
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Got to start somewhere. It's almost spring.
You gotta start somewhere. I want those. What do you have in your office? Are they called? What are they called? Those little red shamrocky looking
Oh,
things.
they're shamrocks.
Are they literally
They really are
shamrocks?
shamrocks.
Yeah.
And they come in green and they come in like that reddish purple.
Yeah.
And they're really pretty. They're
Yeah.
huge.
She has them in the window of her office, and they are
Yeah.
so stinking cute. I
They
love those.
are.
I look at them every year. I think they're just never in the clearance rack, and I usually don't.
Well, let me tell you,
Did you want
March is coming. 17th is St. Patty's Day. So that's usually when they come out.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So you can hunt like that day or the day after. They might, if they have any left, because people really do buy them a lot because they're super, super easy to raise.
Can they come back each year?
And they'll like go down to nothing and then they just come up and mine get huge. I just have one little plant and it can, as big as that planter is,
Yeah.
it'll like fill that and overflow it if it's in the right. They really like sunshine.
Yeah.
But they don't want it all day. But they grow.
Okay.
They're beautiful plants. I love them. My boss gave me them. That's where I got all my plants up since I moved to Tennessee.
That's a good boss to
I know,
have.
it's a good boss. She lets me come dig up her yard. Actually, she insists I dig up her yard every summer for new plants. So
Awesome.
I got those. That's why I got those bushes. Hey, baby.
My brother asked me before this. He was like, "Hey, I needed to run to Lowe's. Do you want to run with me?" I was like, "Why? Of
She's
course
not
I
allowed.
do." I know, but if he's going, and I'm like, "Oh, Brandon, he just needs me to go with him," obviously.
Well, you won't see Heidi for the rest of the day. She'll still be over in the plant section.
Brandon says this is like a really rough morning show. Oh yeah,
sorry.
Karen is dying. She wants more dirt on Brandon's stories. So I was kind of ignoring all of her questions as I went through.
Well, since Brandon's listening, you want to chatter in there, Brandon? Come on. I do, yeah.
Okay, one of my favorite stories is when, okay, so just so you guys know, it was my mom, me, and then my twin brothers, who you guys have seen through vlogs and stuff. And then we moved in with my grandparents, my Nana Carol, who you guys know about, who just passed, and then my Grandpa JR. So then we ended up getting one house all together. It was a big house back in Southern California, and it was me, Mom, the boys, and Brayden says, tell him how happy you were about him taking me away. Is that what you're going for, Brandon? You're like, oh, yay. Yeah. Thank you. She's gone. Appreciate it.
Well, if you'd done it a couple years earlier, I would have been very happy. But by the time she was
$50 in your pocket,
I was not ready. But she stayed with me for a few weeks before she. So. And then she came out here. So
yeah.
And now I like you, Brandon.
Yeah, I think you like him more than me now.
Well,
she's like, well, since you brought it up.
He's really getting a lot cooler as he gets older.
I love him getting older. I tell him all the time. He said something the other day because he's like, wow, I really have a lot of gray. I'm getting old. And I says, okay, I like old you a lot more. He's like, yeah. It's like, hopefully you like old me too.
Well, I think too, I think just as you mature and he's become such an amazing, father and husband and for me watching, to me though, I mean, I love Brandon because he's Heidi's husband, and he's the father to my grandchildren. But, and I care about him, but I really didn't think much about it until he really, I think I'll never forget, he like exploded one day out of the basement door into the front, we were all in the living room. And he was like glowing and he is just on fire for the Lord. And he's been that way since like he rededicated his life back to the Lord. I mean, truly dedicated his life. And he's, I don't know, it's amazing. He really does glow. Shut up, Brandon. I don't even want you to answer any of this. Whatever you got to do, turn the volume off. But I don't care. But since then, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I do kind of have, I just feel really special about, Brandon's kind of special to me now in a different way. Not just because we're related, but because just watching him love the Lord. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love him.
Well, and like we've shared, it's like, no, for him, it really was like his like Saul to Paul moment. And not one day has gone by in the past however many years it's been that he is not every single day.
I mean, he is like following God. I mean, he's not just in God's, he's not just in Jesus's shadow. He's like right there behind Jesus. Sometimes I think he's holding on, because he's so close to Jesus. He doesn't want to miss anything he has to say. And his relationship is so real.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love watching you pray for him and pray for your family and just watching you grow up as an adult and loving your family, but in a Christian way and through Jesus.
Yeah.
I love that. Heidi's always been very, very, she has not wavered. And, sometimes women will say, how do I, what do I do with this husband of mine? He won't go to church. He's not really, he doesn't really do anything. He knows who Jesus is, but how do we get like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you do? You pray and you stick to what Jesus tells you to do. Heidi has been an amazing wife. I was never that way. I'm too, get over it. Let's get on. I don't have time for this. I am. And I do that with my husband and he doesn't even roll his eyes because he probably knows better, but we're
all scared of her.
And it is. I thought about this a lot and had many discussions with other women and had to say that if you will pray for your husband, for your children, and you will do what God asks you to do, and you don't live for yourself, but you live for Jesus, that's what makes a difference to your husband. And she has always supported Brandon and always lifted him up in prayer. Sometimes I just wanted to slap him, but most times I wanted to hug time. Can we just hug time?
I'm like, we're doing this. Come on.
God says that he will give you the desires of your heart. And he has done that for Heidi and for Brandon. Because I think Brandon loves himself now.
Well, and I think that's what was so big. You know what? Since Brandon's not here, we'll just tell him all the things. But I think
there's Brandon now.
He's like, wait, stop. I think that
wonderful.
was so big
True.
because Brandon really had, when all of that happened for him. And what's funny is if I would go back 10, 15 years, God's not only given me the desire of my heart for Brandon with what he is now, but like so far surpassed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wanted him to like want to go to church with me. You know what I mean? Like it was so basic in my like what I thought was so
important to you at the
time.
time.
Yeah. And I'm like, if I could just get him to do that, like, oh my gosh, you know, that would be it, right? And then Brandon is running up the basement stairs now. And then now, you know, even when he started seminary, he was like, I'm not doing it for anything. I just want to learn. I just want the education. Like, that's what I'm doing. And then he flew through seminary.
He did.
And it was
he
like,
loved it.
And they're like, you understand that it's not set up to do like 20 hours a day, right? And he's like, nope, it's okay. Keep going. With like a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
The kid who hates school and never, you know, did anything. But then
because when you grow up, then you like it.
Hello.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom.
But then it was just amazing, you know, to see that. And now to see, I mean, even we're like the first 6 months of the church officially, going, you know, the podcast and then the church and the different stuff. And it's just crazy to see that, like, I would have never guessed that skater kid 20 years ago.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The skater kid,
you know, would be
on fire for Jesus and leading others to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and doing it in a way that's, you know, wanting you all, he's leading everybody to do, you know, to study that Bible. If you really know the Lord, you've got to study that Bible. And he does that. He brings that to you and lays it out there and then makes you do it with him. That to me is somebody who loves the Lord and wants to do it right, you know. Yeah, and you're right. He's I never would have expected this either.
No, because there are sometimes and he's like, really, that's what you guys need to be doing right now? And I'm like, I didn't think oh, well, yeah, I guess not. Gosh, jeez. Now you're Mr. like on top of all the things.
Yes.
It wasn't bad. He's like, I know, but is that really the best use of your time? And I'm like, well, no, probably not. Fine. I'll get up and do something better with my time. But yeah, no, that is, you know, it's crazy to see those. I was just going to tell the story about when him and Anna had a food fight, but that was like way more.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah.
But it is. It's crazy to see. I mean, never in a million years would have guessed that. We say that sometimes, like, especially coming up on like the kids' birthdays or anniversary or things like that. And I'm like, did you ever think, however many years ago, we'd be in North Carolina with 4 kids? You as a pastor leading a church, you know, doing all these other things.
No, because the whole thing was to come out here because I was out here, but you all wanted to come out here and be in North Carolina so you could do the racing thing because you enjoyed it. Brandon really enjoyed it and he couldn't wait to work for NASCAR in Charlotte, and he did, not Charlotte. Yeah, that was Charlotte. Yeah. So, yeah. And then he was like, okay, this is not.
Then you get into corporate life and you go, oh.
That's not what I want to do.
So. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. And talking about sharing all of Brandon's personal information. I think that's what was so crazy because he had always struggled with this like issue of like, where do I fit in? Where's my worth? You know, type of a thing. And that's what was so crazy. So, you know, and he's told people before in like podcasts and stuff, and he's like, it was when I was determined and I was like, just every single day reading. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, dang it, like you keep doing all this stuff. Like, I guess I need to do something, you know, type of a thing. And, but it was so amazing that moment for him when it all clicked. And I think this is why for him, every day is so unwavering. And it is such that Saul to Paul, you know, moment where it's like, no, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is what we're doing, because he really had that, like, I think I know where I fit in now. Like my whole life, I felt like I had no worth, no purpose, nothing, you know, and then all of a sudden there's this thing, you know, and all of these horrible childhood things, you know, all of these things that you have, because everybody has their baggage, right? But all of a sudden all these things that you have like come together, and he was like, I get it now. Mm-hmm. I see it, you know.
Because they all have a purpose.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
They make us who we are. And
so that was such a cool process to watch him.
Well, you know, you get to see that because you guys have been together since you were like, you know, young teenagers. So Yeah. So you really have grown up together, though
Mhm.
you've always been the old soul, but
Even though I've always been about 65.
I think Brandon and her are almost at the same age level now. So it works.
No, but that's what, and that's what's so interesting. You look at, I mean, how most society through the ages, I mean, people got married so young and, all of these different things. And now it's so like countercultural really to what we do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like, I sit around and I look at like just some of our friends and like things they're going through. And I'm like, I am so glad we got married super young. And then it's just like, you look at some of these other things people are going through. It's like, because it'll be, we've been together for 19 years as a couple, and we'll be married for 16. Yeah. But that's what's crazy now is you get to the point where it's like, and that's where I think too, for our family, we just always did everything together. So it's like, he was just always there. We were always just like, doing all of the things, going to Disneyland all the time and
going to see Reba.
Yeah.
That was the other one we got to see.
We did 10 Things I Hate About You and Reba.
No. 8 Simple Rules.
8 Simple Rules.
Why
did I say that's a movie?
That's a movie.
Not even a show.
Though she did watch that one quite often.
I did watch that one.
Were you a Heath Ledger fan there for a little
when
while?
he goes and he sings on the steps and does the whole thing.
Cool. That okay. Even I like that movie.
I totally can't believe I totally mixed those up. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, Brandon's just downstairs crying, so don't worry. We don't need to worry about him chiming in. So speaking, we can talk about getting alpacas. We can talk about all the things that Brandon hates and usually chimes in for because he's too busy crying.
If you send it and it just shows up here, what can you say?
We were talking about that the other day, and Lex chimed in, and she was like, "Come on, if it's a gift from the church, like he's not gonna say no." And that's what I keep telling everyone. I go, he gets really cranky and he puts up a fight. But once it's here, I mean, how do the dogs, the chickens, like all the things.
The kids. Once
they're here, he's
just
like,
okay.
I was mad about it, but it's come this far. So we said we're going to wake up one morning and just hear like tires pull up. And then like all of a sudden like a lift gate fall, all these animals come out and you just hear tires go squealing. It's like, oh no. But then we said, you guys can put name tags on them and like love like each of the children, like that gift them from the different families. And then it's like, how can you say no to that, Brandon?
He wouldn't.
Okay, I almost sent it to him this morning, but it was a picture and it's all these alpacas laying like in the field or whatever, but it's super foggy. And it says it's the alpaca lips.
Oh.
Travis goes, are you kidding me?
They are kind of cute. They're really
was
cute,
laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
That's
and
funny.
I almost sent it to Brandon. And then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't push my luck first thing in the morning.
Especially after the sheep in the swing.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I thought that was great.
was
It's
nice.
alpaca lips.
Yeah, you need a new
I've always wanted a farm.
slightly.
But like, I just want a petting zoo farm.
Because she's not going to eat them. She has all those chickens. She
I eat
lets
their
them poop their
eggs.
breakfast, and that's it.
That's
That's all she does.
They're my friends. Well, and then they
And the fox.
Well, they are friends. The fox is
Helping thin out the
Yeah. The fox is helping keep me under control. Wait. You can vouch for me.
What?
When we went to rent out earlier today, I saw the sign up at Tractor Supply that the chicks are in, and I said, oh, more chickens.
Okay,
And
but if
then-
it wasn't for Alan, like totally
Yeah, if it was
ignoring you,
if it was just
that's
us,
where
we
we
probably
would
would
have
have
been.
stopped.
If she'd been driving, there would have been no stopping.
But I
her.
did stop myself after I said it, and I said, no, Brandon said I can't get any more chickens yet.
So I need to tell Alan when he takes you to Lowe's today to take her through the highway because do not go through
that
town.
But they're so cute. They're in there.
They really are cute. They are really cute. Yeah.
And right now I have no baby chickens living in my, and Olivia loves it when we get the baby chicks because they have to stay in the house for the first bit. And she just goes in there and she just loves on them. Chi. And then we have to make them live in Trav's room because she won't stop loving on them.
Yeah.
And Travis just loves having a room full of chickens.
Right, Travis?
It's like, please. And they get out. Once they get bigger, they get out and he'll wake up and he's like, there's chickens in my Legos.
That can't ever be good. Try.
None of the
Okay.
men in this house are impressed with me. They're both like, oh gosh, please stop.
If you could just see Travis's face. He almost looks like his mother with that face. What? I did take it off of Facebook, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking for it the other day.
And I took it off. I felt bad for your mother. It cracked me up. She posted something with this thing with the face that she made that day. She makes this face sometimes. It's so disapproving, and it's funny because I know it's for me, but so I think it's funny. And I found it because I thought I had lost it. And when she posted the other thing, I just wanted to post her face with her post. Well, I couldn't find her post after I found the picture.
Okay.
So I put it on there.
No, the car is not fixed. We still have things to do with it today.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll happen. So I post this meme because apparently there's this face that I make. Francis, I went from crying and processing to angry real quick. Okay.
I don't think he wants us to talk about it.
There's this face I make, apparently. She makes it too. But the mom face.
I've never
The
seen
Heidi
it except
face.
on Heidi. It's really
So anyways, there's
That's
this face
good.
I make, apparently. Says the people who take photos of me. And we had to laugh because it was on Lily's birthday. Mind you, I was like 8 months pregnant. We had just flown in from Texas. It was on Lily's birthday, so we had a really early flight in. I worked a
She's
huge
tired.
wedding before. And we're doing it. No, he's here with it.
It's that picture, guys, right there. That is in
Okay.
its whole glory.
Everybody wants to watch it live today. Imagine that. So we just flown in and we went to this place called Fun Depot, which we call Funland because we don't know the proper name for anything, in Asheville for Lily's birthday. So my mom was taking a picture of the kids at the table. I happened to be in the background eating ice cream. I was eating Dippin' Dots.
Yes. Obviously,
When we're going through the photos afterwards, all anyone notices is my face in the background.
I noticed the kids. Alan's one of them.
You also have blind, so that doesn't
There
count.
is that.
No, you missed it, Gina. It's gone forever.
You
So
can play the video back later.
everybody's gonna screenshot it.
Mom,
Okay.
you're not in the background, you're in the
Hold on.
front.
So no, so I was in
ahead.
the background. So then everybody took the picture and cropped it, so it's just my face. And my brothers have used it as like my contact photo when I call. They showed it to brides. We've been at like weddings before. They're like, look, babe. Yeah, they love this thing. But then it's like their phones died. They had to get new phones. It kind of faded into the background. So I thought we reference it as a family joke, but that was the end of it.
And Heidi laughs because it's a family joke.
So then I had posted this thing, haha, it was this bird that looked really cranky. And it was like, when you say you've got the joy, joy, joy down in your heart, but this is your face. And I said, ha, ha, ha. And yeah, Gina's cleaning the floor. Sorry, Gina, it's all gone. And so my mom meant to like comment on that post. Oh, you mean this face? Because she, of course, still has her phone. So she still has the picture. And instead, she just posted it to her wall. And of course, it is like her most interacted with post she has posted forever.
And then people from the church or from Brandon somehow and other family members got it. So I took it. I
And
called
then
Heidi
people got it, and certain people started making memes out of it as well. And they were like, but it's such a good face. You could make like any meme off of this. So then the meme started. My brother is so excited, though. He has it on his phone. Obviously, rushed all the way up here to be able to show you.
So
So
Alan's crazy, but
they have a lot of fun with it. The bee face. I'm like, okay, it was in the background of the photo.
Mom,
I was eating ice cream.
and nobody looks
Why do
good
you
when you
have
got a
sugar?
mouthful of food.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Let me photograph you eating ice cream, okay?
Well, we just got to get a good one of Alan. Maybe we can blackmail him. That's a good thing, Christian thing to do.
Yeah. Let's talk more about that praying wife.
Oh, you're mean. Ha, ha, ha. Is that- Who said that? I couldn't
Oh,
see it.
Gina, because
Oh, because you want to see the
it's gone.
picture.
Well, Alan left. I mean, what am I going to do? Make him come back? Nobody.
I'm
wants
telling
that.
you, just watch this until whatever number it is. 40.
Go back to like minute 40.
40. Yeah, minute 40. I think that's where he's at.
Gina, he's coming. Oh, the baby's asleep. Shh, you're going to ruin everything.
Okay, Gina, just for you.
Right there. Just so everybody got it. We good?
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Be quiet before you wake the baby up or you're going to have to watch her.
Okay.
Did everyone get a good shot of monster?
Yes, everybody get
Oh, Nan saw me do your face earlier today.
Yeah, I was
Remember
telling about
yesterday?
it yesterday. Yeah.
It's Heidi, senior and junior all lined up. Small, medium, large.
Small, medium, large.
We're like the mama bear.
Am I the small?
Baby
Am I
bear,
the
mama
medium?
bear, papa bear. Like
There
going
you
up.
go.
Ha ha ha, Gina. There you go. Now you see it. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. So that was fun. Yes, she saw. Yes. Now everybody's got up.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, is there anything exciting? Look, we've already been doing this for like 45 minutes. It's the
I'm
triplets.
so sorry.
It is. It's the
Yeah,
triplets.
Triplets.
I feel like there's something I was gonna say and I don't remember what it was. See, this is the other thing that stinks. At least when I'm doing a vlog and I realize that I've totally lost my train of thought and I can't catch up with it
Oh, you
again,
could stop?
I just stop.
Hopefully, pasta, you think they'd notice?
See, Dorothy, you are funny.
I'm not. I'm like, oh, well. I was cracking myself up with that picture. I just had to find
So the
it.
better part, okay, so this is the fun part. I said, okay, at least you have to be in this with me because she showed it to her husband and she was like,
I was
look,
cracking up.
he
I can't
goes,
stop
she
laughing.
looks just like you.
She did. He did. He did.
We don't know if that's a good thing. And he goes, because you're both so beautiful.
Yeah, that's how he tried to get out of it. Yeah,
That's
Good
good
right.
try,
save,
He
David.
did
Papa
it.
David.
You tried.
There's nothing beautiful about that photo. Here I am trying to be a good wife and have clean floors by the time Carlos comes back from work. Yeah, look at you being a good wife. I know. I clean my floors. I
Mom, you
did
know
that
what's good
too.
about
All
that
last night and
picture?
this morning again.
And then they'll be
You
dirty
want to
by
know
the
what's
time
good
you're
about that picture?
done. What?
You're in it and you're trying
I'm trying.
to eat
Well, and that
ice
was the
cream.
funniest part because we were at the place that we call Funland, and
Yeah.
there's
She
nothing
looked like she was
fun
having fun.
going on with my face.
She had fun though. But you were very pregnant.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, I'm very tired. It's been a long week. Yeah.
That was something that was so funny. Somebody asked a question about one of the old vlogs or something the other day, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that was a long time ago, and so we had to pull it up to
Yeah.
go look, and I was like, I am very big. My whole face, like everything. I was like, oh wow.
Mom,
Like I feel like you don't
Yeah.
always realize how your weight is fluctuated when it's you, right? Because you see it every day. But then,
Yeah. But when you go back,
but when I went back and look, I was like, oh my gosh, is that me? I think so.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, you had to go back today. So Karen's daughter, her hair got like crazy knotted. We spent an hour and a half at the beauty salon yesterday trying. She's got really curly hair,
Yeah.
trying to get it out. And she says they've been back for 3.5 hours. I think it said again this morning.
they drew back her
Could you
hair.
imagine? Yeah, Lily says just do dreadlocks. Done deal.
You don't have to be there for half an hour
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get a knot out.
See?
I
feel you,
don't ever
Karen.
have these problems. Unless I'm trying to get a little bit of black hair
That's
on
hard.
my
That's
face.
a lot of hours.
Oh, a
but curly hair is hard.
keratin treatment today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Keratin.
To help it
Mhm.
not up like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's hard.
All of that time. And I can't imagine with the curly hair and everything trying to get in there and do all that. Poor Tessa.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
a long
being
time. How
miserable
old is
now.
her daughter?
She's 12 now, right, Karen?
Well, at least maybe she can sit still when they're littler. It's tough,
Mhm.
but I would say you're just gonna probably have to buy some.
Sabrina's
food and
on.
stuff.
Lily says, Lily is right. Dreadlocks are amazing. No worry about the mess. They're the knots, huh?
Yep. Never,
No,
never.
because you want the knots for those, I guess, huh? So they all stick together.
She's spoiled by her grandmother. Yes, 12. Very much so. Grandmas are known for that, huh? $509.
Oh my
My
gosh.
goodness. Yeah, that would be
You
spoiled by
don't
a
have to
grandmother.
waste that much money with dreadlocks just to go to a beauty salon.
Well, that's why we have Sabrina to help me out with dreadlock questions, because I looked up once because I was like, we needed to try to separate and work on getting them to shape right. And I looked up in Asheville, someone who does dreadlocks to separate and do, like the amount, and I get it, it's really intensive work.
Yeah.
That's why we do little bits like in chunks because it is a lot. But I looked up the prices and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm gonna shave your head and buy you a wig for that price. Forget it.
Shave my head? Come on, dude.
Have you guys ever done the obviously I have the straightest hair known to
I
man,
still
so it doesn't mean,
chop
but I
it
just see people who share about that curly girl method. and the different things that they do. It's crazy. I've seen like just like the transformation pictures of like different people that I follow that they do it, but it's this like just different way to care for curly hair, and it's crazy to watch like the results of stuff. I again have the straightest hair ever, so I have no idea what I'm talking
Mom
about.
doesn't even really brush her hair. It's this straight.
No, I don't. Oh, did you? Okay.
So is that how you know it won't dreadlock? Because
Yeah, my hair is just pin straight. Whether I brush it, don't brush it, it doesn't matter. It's the straightest hair. I could curl it when we lived in like South Florida in Georgia, and there's like crazy high humidity. If I curl it then, as long as I keep it a little bit shorter, it at least will kind of stay curled for a little while. But yeah, my hair is just pin straight. Into discussion.
Except when you were in kindergarten and your Aunt Heidi taught me how to do rag curls.
Mm-hmm.
her rag curl.
I told you she's an old soul, so she did sit through this, but it would take hours. And we would take these rags, and she showed me how to section off your hair. And she looked like Nellie from Little House on the Prairie. And let me tell you, those curls stayed in for days. And her hair is really straight and thick. She has you have a lot of hair. But I would do it. It was so cute. I'll have to find a picture. I have a cute one of you ready for kindergarten that day. You know, I always took pictures first day of school. I'll find
the rag curls.
Yeah.
Remember the one time also the same aunt who when she come over and do everybody's perms there at the house. Remember the one time that you guys permed my hair and like the whole top of it didn't take, but the bottom did. And I had curls at the base of my
Your hair's just so heavy. It just would not work. I'm glad it didn't, because that was off. We should never have done that to you.
Yeah, no, Sabrina, you are my like lifesaver with being able to message you with the things that I'll like video her Lily's hair, and I'm like, help, what does one do? I need assistance. But then I felt really good, Sabrina, because we had somebody who watched a video once, this kid, and he messaged me and he was like, is there any way you can help me? Because he was working on his hair. Thank you. He was working on his hair and he didn't know if he was doing it right or something like that. And he messaged me and was like, I'm so sorry to bother you. Can you please look and make sure I'm doing this right? I was like, look it. I gotta help someone. I don't know very much.
She's passing on the knowledge.
Who were you helping with what?
Remember a kid who messaged once and he was trying to start his dreadlocks and he didn't know if he was doing it right or like something like that. And so he messaged me and I was like, okay, I gotta help.
I don't, how did you say it? Like,
I don't remember exactly.
Just don't brush your hair.
No, like he posted a video of like what he had done and was like, can you help me to make sure I'm doing it right? And like, is this okay? I said, from the very little knowledge I know, yes, it looks good. Yes.
Like mine, it was just really weird.
Just really weird?
When I started.
Mm-hmm. At least you're sticking up. Travis used to have a mohawk, but then all the grandparents were like, oh my gosh, he has a mohawk. And now Travis is self-conscious about his mohawk that he won't let me give him anymore. He's like, Mom, it's over. Like, punk rock is still alive.
No, that kid's got a head of hair too. Good grief.
I am fairly certain that Brandon goes, well, this live has been interesting. We have touched on all of the topics today. I'm pretty sure that Dad's crazy hair skipped the boys and went all to Travis.
I think you're right. Except he's got Brandon's thick hair.
Yeah.
With your dad.
But his hair grows like a chia pet.
Yeah, he really does. And your dad does too, so sorry, Brad. I was gonna say sorry, Charlie. That's my dog.
You called Travis the dog's name, then Brandon.
Do you always get your kids right when you call them? Or do you do a general name call?
I think I most always get their names right.
Just wait, it'll happen to you.
I know.
I've heard Brandon doesn't though. Brandon, you've been someone's been spying on you. Who is it? He wanted somebody the other day, I heard, and he went through all the names. I don't remember who he wanted, but I already had to go through.
He probably didn't remember who he wanted by the time he got to it.
Probably not.
Mom's 2 and she was like with me, she was like, Gigi, come on. She was talking to me, but she's like, Gigi, come on.
Yeah.
Oh. This is a problem.
Oh, it's okay. If this, I don't think the sack broke, so it should be okay.
We need to make tomatoes.
Okay, we'll just go sit on the counter.
I mean, it's already halfway cracked, so.
It makes something with it.
Yeah, Brandon just kind of like, hey, you kid, come here, whichever one you
Yes,
are.
whoever you are. Come on, come on, now.
Yeah.
Just leave names out. You know, my husband doesn't call me by my name.
What's he call you?
I don't know, but he never says the word Dorothy. So I'm like, do you know who I am?
Well, what's even funnier now?
And when he
okay,
does say it, it's really strange.
the one I made. That's what Brayden
The
says,
one
"Thank
I
you, the one I
made." There you go.
So my mom has always called me by my middle name, Nicole. You rarely have ever called me by my first name.
That's usually
And if you do,
trouble.
it's but it's so funny that Brandon like picked that up and
Yeah.
he does that.
I hear him call you Nicole.
Yeah, I
That's
get that
funny.
quite often.
I've never heard Dad ever say that.
And
Yeah,
so what's funny
I-
is then
I
I just
have.
started calling him by his middle name. So I would
Lee.
just say Lee most of the time, which is so weird. Why we started doing like I have no idea where it came from.
You guys do
But
that
it's
all
funny
the
because now whenever we say like one another's first name, it's like, oh my gosh, is everything okay?
Yeah.
What do you need?
That must mean you're serious. What's going on?
Me by
time.
my
Dad
last
goes
name.
you hi and Heidi a lot.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's so strange
Yeah.
how that
I
happens.
don't know.
So we asked this question. Oh yeah, I have 4 kids and all their names begin with M. Also, I have a dog named Charlie and my husband's name is Carlos.
Oh boy.
So it's an M or a C. That's all you get.
You're all mama, here. Just get here.
So you start snapping.
There you go.
I
Oh, Molly.
yeah, you kind of go through the names until you get to the kid that's the right name. So yeah, so we always do the middle names, but it's funny because I
Yeah.
asked Alexis. You guys know Alexis who comes on.
Yeah.
I said, well, I've always called her Lex.
Yeah.
That's just what we called her back because we've known each other since 7th grade.
Yeah.
So we just her name is Alexis, but I always just called her Lex. Well, since she moved out, when she first moved out here and she started her business, she wanted to change it up a little bit at what she thought sounded best on like her business
Oh,
card. So she
yeah.
started going by Lexi when she moved
Yeah.
out here. So Travis, her husband, when he started working with her, he started calling her Lexi because that's what she did everything
for
in
her
her business.
business.
I just still always called her Lex.
Yeah.
And so when Travis, like, she was like, if you went to our church and said Lex, they'd be like, who are you talking about? Because everybody calls her Lexi, like nobody. So I asked her one day, I said, what do you want us to refer? Because I noticed like so I asked her, I said, well, which name does Travis call you? Does Travis
Yeah.
call you Lex or Alexis, or does he always do Lexi? And she kind of chuckled and she goes, I don't think he ever says any of those names.
I think he's afraid to call you the
she goes,
wrong one.
unless
Maybe.
it's like him introducing me. So whenever he introduces her or something like in a social
formal,
setting
yeah.
or something, he always
Yeah.
says Lexi. But she goes, at home, he doesn't call me any of those names.
Yeah, I totally feel her. It's like, do you know my name? I've asked him that. He
You
goes,
should
yeah.
wear a name tag and see if he notices.
And
Hello, my
misspell
name.
it.
Like Rhonda. Or something.
Yeah, there you go. What? I don't. Isn't it weird? I guess because you're just in the house together, you just,
Yeah.
I know who well, there's just the 2 of us. It was kind of nice when Al.
Do you call him Charlie? Call him the dog's name?
I think I've called him Alan. I've called him Travis.
Yeah.
It depends on how upset I am, because if it's everybody's name until I get to his name. But so I must call him David an awful lot because I must not be excited. I must not get too upset then.
Yeah.
So if I get rolling,
Yeah.
all the names come out. And yes, Charlie too.
Dog, cat, doesn't matter. All the names.
See, I think Uncle Mike has the most trouble with saying her names correctly. It was like, Lil, G.
Well, there's a lot of you kids, and when people come in to our home, I think for the first time, and like all of you kids are buzzing around, I think sometimes it takes a minute
I
to
know.
try to process
Lil, G.
the chaos of you
Olivia.
4.
Well, it's not like y'all don't have 10 different nicknames.
I know. Pickle,
Yeah.
Pickle has like a billion. My
You've got a
nickname
couple.
is
We've always
Lil-
been nicknaming people. Drew never calls me by my name. I heard him say it for the first time in 12 years. It was super weird. Yes, anytime Brandon actually says my name, I'm like, you have my attention. What is it? I notice we do better, obviously, when we do like recordings and things, then we use each other's names
Names,
so
do you?
people somewhat know what our name is.
I'm really kind of glad she said that though, because, and the other girl was kind of
Yeah.
saying some things because I was thinking I was losing my mind. Maybe we're just normal. So thank you. I feel
actually don't
I'm glad
know
we
if
did this.
my husband
I'm
knows
just
my name.
normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. It's okay then if he doesn't
Yeah.
say my name.
As long as he could like identify you in a lineup.
Or in the morning.
Or in the
As
morning.
long as he claims me, I guess we're good.
Yeah, she says if
Okay.
he actually calls me Gina, I know something serious.
Serious. There you go. Yeah. That's really true. Yeah, good job, Tina.
Yeah, everything's
Thanks.
like Nicole or Lee here, middle name. And then Virginia's name obviously was like she's our most nicknaming
Well, I think
child.
because as soon as you had her, I remember when we were taking the kids back and forth to the hospital, and Lily was just like, she was so
It
cute.
was
She was
hard
so
for her to
little.
say.
And I'd say, Virginia, we're going to go see your sister, Virginia. And she'd be like, Jin.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay, then I guess your
Jin
name is
it is.
Jin.
Yeah.
Then it was Jin, and then it was Jenna, because it was what was easiest for her to say. And then David, she was sitting on Papa David's lap, and
We started
David
with Gigi.
and then we went back home and came at another point. Heidi calls me and says,
Gina will only answer to Gigi.
Yeah.
And
No
then
matter-
she became Pickle. She named herself
then she
Pickle.
went through this food stage where
Everybody had a food name.
Food name.
Do you
And
remember
so she's been Pickle.
Nan, did you
So we don't know what to call her. I think when I'm here, I must call her I called her everything. Virginia, Jin,
Jin Bean.
Gigi, Jin Bean, yeah.
She likes it though when she's doing school. And I ask her, I go, so which name do you want to learn to spell on your papers since you have like 8 of them? She goes, Gigi. Like, of course.
She's pretty smart. You know, that'd be the quickest and fastest.
That one.
like we're in parks and stuff? I call her like Pickle or Gigi.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had someone in town actually make a comment to one of my brothers, and they were like, I saw your sister and those beautiful kids in the store. They were calling one Pickle? It was like, yeah.
Like that's not the name on the birth certificate, really.
Like it's not that weird to call my
Like,
Gigi.
you really are
because it
some
sounds like
hippie
a-
Yeah.
weirdos.
It's not
Calling
weird.
your
to-
kid Pickle.
I don't think it's really weird calling her Gigi because it's like
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
Well, that's what it could be. It's not like that's not out there.
Yeah.
So, and Virginia's such a beautiful name.
Yeah.
I love her name.
Yeah. And then we went.
So when I make her stuff, I've done Pickle, but
Mhm.
then I've written out Virginia.
Yeah.
When I make stuff for her, because
I remember the
I really
last
want her
time
to know
I
her name. At some point, she's gonna say, "Enough of this. I want to be Virginia." Maybe
We need
I
to do
don't
like
know.
the super Pinteresty like bedroom with like the 2 cute little vintage beds with the little florally signs over their bed.
Yeah.
And have like Lily and then Pickle.
Well, if I put it in a pretty font, it wouldn't be so bad.
That's for
On
looking
her
at
mirror.
this dude, man.
Well, on her thing I made her, I think I did Pickle, but I did it in a beautiful
Yes.
font, and I did it with little foxes on it because that's her favorite animal.
Mom.
That's
I
where
saw
the
that
bean
too.
comes from. Yeah, because she could do the S sound.
Yeah.
It is funny because I think we just got worse as we went because Olivia is dude man a
Or
lot.
Bun B.
Bun
Or
B or
Bun.
dude man or
Yeah.
bun, yeah.
I don't know what Bun
That
B
poor
even
baby.
standed for.
Stood for.
Stood for.
There, okay, well, okay, Brandon, I don't remember exactly what it is, but there is some rap song by somebody who's absolutely awful, but there's another rapper who goes by Bun or something like this. I'm totally botching the story, and Brandon's probably down there shaking his head. But in this one song, he goes like, okay, Bun, or something like that. And they said, so then we started going, Bun B. Yeah, I don't know.
Poor baby.
And B standing for baby.
The first two
And
know
Bun
who they
Baby.
are. The last two. they're
Yeah, I
lost.
remember Dad came out
I
and
don't
like,
know.
oh,
T.I. There you go. Yeah, T.I. has the song and he goes like, okay, Bun, or I don't know, something like that. So that's what we do to the baby, obviously.
And her nickname is Bunny, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cute little bunny. Dude man Bun B. You know, keeps them on their toes.
Yeah.
Because now they have multiple names to listen
now
to.
let's talk about the dog's nickname.
No, it's too many.
Oh,
Well, guys,
I wish I knew a really good Heidi story. on
yes,
that one.
Bun B was a rapper. So his name actually was Bun B. Okay, there
Oh,
was it. Okay.
Is that Brandon
Yeah.
telling you?
See,
all? Okay,
I
was
can't
like,
even
your
remember.
friends know this? How do they know
I thought we
this?
added B just
That's
I
the
thought
cool
we were
thing
all
about the
homeschool mamas.
internet. You get to collect the people.
I would never. know
Was he
what
got
time you were
shot, Mom? Come on. Have some respect for Bun B.
about- Poor little bunny got shot.
You guys are awful.
And you said you're not funny.
I'm not funny.
You are making. Okay, so you're funny at the expense of somebody else.
No, that's awful. I told Travis. We had that conversation. He goes,
Our
man.
whole life. In order to be, what? How would you say it? I can't even say it now.
It is not funny when you're putting somebody down or making fun of something.
You just did it like 3 times.
You guys are awful.
It's not funny. And I have my kids, they think the most awful things are funny.
Okay,
It is not
so this is
funny.
what's hilarious is Brandon obviously are some of like the most sarcastic people.
That is not funny.
And she's like, in order to laugh, it has to be funny. We're like, well, it's hilarious. And we're over here dying. And then every once in a while she comes out with one and we're like, dang, Mom, that was funny.
Your mom is not funny.
I'm glad I'm in the
You
back.
have to answer to poor Bun B's mama. Jeez.
I'm really
sorry, the mother and family
I'm just in
of
the back.
the
That is
recent rapper Bun B.
Was it really recent?
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
But making fun of somebody being shot is not funny. Especially if it's a real person and they died.
Even if their name is Bun B.
Well, maybe bun stands for something else that we don't even want to know what it
Nope.
means.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Quite often I run across things.
Sure,
I
it's
don't
not
even wanna
hot
know.
dog bun.
Hot dog bun?
I think
I hope not.
we're just not gonna. Yeah. Oh,
Do not
that.
Google
No,
that.
that's awful.
Please do not Google that.
The dog is scratching so hard the furniture and the floor is
Yes.
moving.
Hi,
She's
Zoe.
causing an
Sorry.
earthquake.
Yeah.
So anyways, on that happy note.
Oh
So-
my god.
Yeah, I feel like we need to Google these things afterwards.
Do you know what
I'm
Zoe
scared.
was doing yesterday?
Well,
I probably
I
don't.
hope you all
Looking
enjoyed Heidi's
Ranting hour.
ranting hour of craziness and
Yes, if someone's not
Zoe
enjoying the
needs to
joke,
be into
then
the
it's not
live.
funny.
she can be my friend. Who said that? Who said that?
Like, how do I find that
Where'd it
person?
go? Come back.
Oh, they're gone. Sorry, Mom. You don't know how to work the thing.
They were
Okay.
up there. Did Brandon say that?
Okay.
Couldn't have been Brandon. I bet you it
The
was
fun
Gina because
part
we
was
think a
it
lot.
was
Oh, hey,
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Was oh, no, it was Gina. Yeah, it was Gina.
That's okay. Sabrina, I'll be your friend too. But Gina, see,
Okay.
if
but-
it's not a positive thing, that's funny. Maybe it's because positive things are
okay,
not funny,
because
but
positive things are funny. Okay, so
But
the
they
fun
can't
thing.
be.
Hey,
Can't you just-
Angelina.
can't
So
you just laugh?
the fun
and
thing
enjoy?
is usually it was her or my brother Alan who wasn't getting or enjoying the joke, which just made the joke so much more fun to like me and Larkin and Brandon.
Why do you say
I'm really
something?
trying not to roll my eyes. Pretty soon you're going to see my fun face, my fun land face.
I can't do my fun. I can't do my
It's just-
funsies very well.
I just think if you're to me, it's putting somebody down. And doesn't the Lord say to always lift
Yes.
everybody up?
Okay, Brandon Googled it. Bun B isn't dead, so therefore you can make jokes now. He was shot, but he is not dead.
Well, Bunby's mama, I'm glad he's not dead. He really needs to do something about his name.
Bud B.
Very strange name.
Bud B.
Hi, Angelina.
Yeah, Angelina just got on.
Oh,
People are like, oh my gosh, are you seriously still going? Yes, we're still going. You
I'm
have to
so
go back
sorry.
and watch.
Do
There's
we
like a
really
whole
need to
rambling
stop?
thing.
I'm sorry.
You guys have been going for like an hour and a half.
I just don't want to
It's
bore you
more
to death.
fun when you have. That's why I finally started roping Brandon into coming up and doing this.
Hey,
because
I
having
did
so much
every
more
single
fun
line.
with is here for all of them. Yes.
Well, there's one I skipped and I got really mad.
Well, let me tell you this.
That's
Are a
on
lot
my
of these are a lot of you mamas out there? Are you the homeschool mamas?
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to
Yeah,
know.
I think most everyone on here.
Okay.
Moms for sure. Most everyone homeschool mom.
Okay. Because what I really want to know is have you put that out there for the 7-week
Yes. So
well, the 7-day writing blitz from Brave Writer.
yeah.
And you put it out and we kind of wrote it up as really doing it for 7 weeks because the fun part about being a homeschooling mama is, and if I lived closer to Heidi, I'd probably take over her kids, at least for the writing part. I really would, because I would love to do, that's what, when I taught, if I could just stretch things out and let the kids have a chance to enjoy it. And then, stop when they're not enjoying it and then come back to it. So that's why we did the whole 7 weeks instead of trying to, do a bunch on one.
Mhm.
Because as a homeschooling parent, you really, half your job is to make it enjoyable. It doesn't have to be fun and you don't have to entertain them, but they, we're teaching them to enjoy, and that's,
To have a love for learning.
it
yeah.
really is.
Mhm.
And so I would love to know if any of you tried the 7, we turn it into the 7 weeks writing blitz. I'd love
Yeah.
to know. Not only that, I would love to see your videos of you and maybe some of the things that you have you've accomplished with your children and things that they have published, even though it's,
Yeah.
their work. I really would love to see that. I'd love to see them read some of their stories. I'd love you to email them to Katie.
You have done that to me twice.
Twice already. I didn't call you Alan or Larkin. It
Nope.
could be Larkin.
Yeah, because she's a
He
girl.
does look like a girl,
I love you, Larkin. But
but you look like a girl.
Larkin's not on this.
but anyway, I really would love to read that kind of stuff. And since I'm here, I like to say that.
In month 3, we started because I asked her to help me with the writing portion for the homeschool plans,
Yeah.
and so we started doing this from Julie Bogart, a brave writer who I love. The
She's
brave
phenomenal.
writer
If you're going to teach your
theory of
children,
writing.
that's the way to go. It's
Um,
really good.
And so she had found this 7-day writing blitz.
Mhm.
But since we do Tuesday writers tea time, we
Mm-hmm.
said we'll just do it like each week, work on one of these instead of
Mhm.
trying to do, one whole week. So it's being 7 weeks instead of 7 days. And so we
Yeah.
started that with month 3 of going through that brave writer thing.
Activity. Yeah.
I don't know if North Carolina is okay. So I know there are a lot of states now who are opening up like online homeschooling because everybody's scared of the coronavirus. So bringing the kids
Oh,
home.
really?
Yeah. So a lot
Wow.
of schools are offering like homeschool things through the state to stay
Right.
home instead of sending the kids to school.
Yeah. And they would have to stay within the state alignment guidelines
Yeah.
and all.
Mhm.
They'd have to follow all of those things. And I think a lot of times it's just the same teachers too that are just doing an online class.
Mhm.
So you can kind of keep up with what they're doing. Yeah. And they stick to those. Whatever's taught in the public school is going to be taught on those online
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked about doing a lot of they're kind of going in that way even in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And it's some of it though is like pre-work. All their pre-work is they would like for it to be done at home. So when they come into class, it's answering questions and really making sure they understand it. So that way their homework is more centered on actual what they're doing in the classroom instead of like practice work. It's making children take good grief. It's making them like in charge of their own learning kind of a
Gotcha.
thing because they need to take an active role in learning and it's not happening at the schools. We're just
Mhm.
shoving stuff in and that's it.
In California state homeschool is called home study. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's I don't know, I feel like I've kind of been struggling the past little bit with it started off for us that I felt like as soon as Brandon went to the hospital last year, life really just kind of got wonky for us. And so I got totally thrown off schedule with my like curriculum writing and what we were doing and all of the different things. And then we were just trying to like survive for a while and like, well, let's just get through and then we'll be here.
Mhm.
And then last month we had really awful things said about us by family that we just, I don't know, like we try to not let things totally come in, you know what I mean? Like, because people are always going to say what they're going to say, but it was like, I don't know, it's like we just got slammed with a lot really quick, and it was really hard to not, hold on one second, to not kind of, I don't know, we kind of had a hard time processing that when it all kind of happened. And so then I kind of had like a freak out, like, maybe I am doing an awful job. Maybe are we screwing up our kids? Like, what are we doing? Because I was already kind of a mess from when we got screwed up in October and was trying to put stuff back together. But then all of that came in. And so then I felt like completely inadequate and was like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And so we totally like flipped everything on its side because we just got like totally stressed out. And then, so like we went into survival mode, but then all of these awful, horrible things that people were saying about us came flooding in. And so then it was like, oh my gosh, we have to do something to like somehow prove to them that I don't know, it happens. And so, and I feel like, again, I usually can do a pretty good job of being like, whatever, let it roll off your shoulders. And, putting your life out to the internet will help you with that too, because people send us the weirdest messages. And you're like, okay, thank you for your input. We're okay. And so we kind of had a hard time with that. And then I was freaking out. And then I was like, you know what? This is silly because now I'm just stressing the kids out.
Yeah.
I'm stressed out. Like now nobody, like we're doing a lot of things, but I don't think anybody's actually learning. We're just like doing so many different things. The kids are like, what do you want me to do? We're doing all of this new stuff. And I'm like, you just have to know all of this. Now, all of a sudden right now it's very important. And they're like, why? I don't understand what happened to you. You're crazy. And so that's when I was like, you know what? Let's just calm down. our school year is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and do your assessment tests just to get a baseline to see where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have any gaps, is there anything before we finish up the school year that maybe we should spend some time and attention on?
Mm-hmm.
So we did those. Okay, cool. I know where everybody's at. There's a
Yeah.
couple areas we need to do some stuff. And then it was like, all right, let's go ahead. And so I feel like we've kind of deviated from our plan a little bit. But now I'm sitting here going, okay, each kid, what are the things that you need to work on to kind of fill in a couple things to just kind of make sure that we, in this year, you know, kind of on a wrapped up note, but with me trying to like calm down and not completely freak out at like things that people that have nothing to do with it's like,
Yeah, but sometimes
know.
the Lord lets those kind of things in because he has something that he needs you to do,
Yeah.
you to learn.
and I really think it was a good
Oh, it's always good.
yeah,
But-
you know,
but
when
let me
you
ask
when you
you
get
this.
through it.
When all that's said and done, and we have to go through those very unpleasant things, and it's always way different. It's one thing if it's somebody that you don't know or have a face
Sure.
to, but it's a whole nother thing when it's family.
Mhm.
And so what do you think you walked away with after that?
The thing that all the ugly comments were coming about were the fact that their focus, they may profess to be Christians, but their focus is all on the things of the world. And we've always gone into this saying,
It's not, yeah,
that's not what it's
you're
about.
100% the other direction.
We're 100% the other direction. I believe in that. You know,
Yeah.
like everything about me
Yeah.
believes that, because at the end of the day, every single one of us has to stand before the Lord,
Yeah.
and God doesn't want to know how many, you know, random facts my children can ramble up. You know, he wants to know this.
Right,
Yes,
or
there's
what-
certain things they need to learn and know, you know, as they go
Right,
through.
right.
But that's not the focus. And so that's what it was. It was all of the worldly things.
So as
Thank
you
God.
had spent all those months kind of really going through, am I doing the right thing?
Mhm.
Have I done the right by my children? What do you think now that you've gone through that?
Yeah, I definitely think it's so funny because now I feel like I'm starting to kind of like calm down myself through it all, and I feel really bad that I've like goofed everybody up in the whole kind of
But I don't
freaking
think you
out
have.
stage.
I don't think you have, because even the kids have to see that. I mean, everybody has to go through. Everybody's going to have bad times.
Yeah.
It's at the end. How do you see it? And if maybe along the way you started questioning, or maybe the things you were thinking about doing, to prove to somebody else, but
Mhm.
in the end, the Lord. Sometimes we have to go through, well, not sometimes, we all have to go through these moments, these seasons where it tears us down. It really does. So
Yeah.
that the Lord can take out the things. It's like being that tree, you know, the vine tree,
Yeah.
or the great,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And he has to trim out all the bad stuff
Yeah.
to get it out, because there's something he wants you to do, or he wants you to really stay focused on. And, you know, that's what he does. And so
Yeah.
that's great.
And I really feel
Yeah.
coming through, like I felt so bad because it's now become like my job to share what we're doing for homeschool, you know, so I
Yeah.
feel bad because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. We're just chaos over here. Nobody's happy. I don't know what's happening. I'm
No.
probably failing as a parent. Watch
Well,
me
then
fail.
that's good, because then you show a parent that you've been doing this for
Everybody's doing
years,
this.
and everybody's. You can be following. You could be doing a Becca. Becca's great if you want something that's very laid out, and that's one I taught when I did when I worked for the public or private school for the church.
Yep.
And it is wonderful. But you can be doing something with a lesson plan in front of you. Life's going to happen, and you're going to just, you know,
Mhm.
everything gets laid aside, and you try to jump back in, but you've still got life going on, and it's going to get messed up. And you know what? That's good, because you showed them that that's normal.
Yeah.
You all showed us what's normal. Our husbands aren't going to know our names. They're not going to say our name for 12 years. And life's going to get sucky sometimes, and so we'll homeschool. But that's the great thing about being a homeschool parent. I know some people try to stay within their state guidelines, so you don't
Yeah.
get. I mean, I know
There's certain
there's
boxes
certain things you have to check off.
Mhm.
But in the end, why are we homeschooling?
Yeah.
For you, you've always said, one, it was because Travis, we didn't know, had dyslexia. And so we found that out. And then you realized how wonderful it is, because with homeschooling, you're really setting your values in for your children. So when life gets icky, sometimes things are going to fall apart. But the best part is, You're going to learn something from it. You're going to find out what's mostly what you need to focus on. And when that season passes and you go into the next season, you know what? You pick up and keep going. And kids are most resilient.
Yeah.
They kind of like it because they don't have to study. And they're like, hey, Mom, should we do homeschool today? And you're like, oh, sorry, Mom. Okay.
I'll sweep the floors for you. Don't worry. And then I'm going to disappear outside for 10 hours.
Yeah, there you go. And
Yeah.
But you know what? Isn't that why we homeschool though?
Yeah.
So that our kids can see real life. We can teach them about real life.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Honestly, I've been a teacher for 16 years. If I could really teach children, we'd have a lot more recess and we'd have a lot more outside. We'd have more trips. I would do so much more. Because
you retain so much of what you learn that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And not only that, it teaches them to breathe as an adult because they've been through this with you. They're going through life with you. It's every day. You know, they're not messed up with everybody else's problems out in the world. It's just your world. And I think that's what kids need to even make it through this world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think I've definitely
So I think
through
you're doing
my freak out, it definitely kind of, it was good to know where people that are trying to influence us within the family, like where
Yeah.
they're kind of nice to know where people's true colors are, you know, and where kind of where that's at. So you kind of have an idea. But yeah, the more we've come down with it, like past my freaking out, it was like, okay, cool. Cause now we've like kind of come through it. I feel like here recently we're kind of, and it's cool because we've been doing the 4 weeks on, 1 week off this year. And I love that schedule. I love it.
That is
So
nice.
this next week is actually our week off, which is really cool because I have some stuff I want to get done around the house. But now that I've kind of like cycled through my hot mess cycle, I'm like, where I originally was is where I think our family fits in and where I think it makes sense and it's good. We love reading. We love doing activities together. We love leaving it simple. I love leaving it open that my kids can pursue the things that they care about.
Right.
Because
they're the ones that are learning.
They're the ones that are learning. Yeah, I was a teacher for 15 years. It was so different back then. I retired from teaching a while ago. Yeah, and that's where I love being able to leave it open and let them go and run with the things that they're truly. Trav, will you get her, please? That they truly care about and they're thriving in, and they just love that. You know, I love offering them different things. Like Lily is super into poetry right now.
Yeah,
she loves. I mean, all.
And I'll tell you what, these kids, if they were in school, they wouldn't even like some of the stuff that they actually enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Travis is a history buff nut. I mean, and you know, reading for him was such a chore. Yep. But he is like avid at it. Yep. And Lily, I don't know, she would have been such a social person. It really would have been a mess.
But she would not fit in the school system. So she would be labeled a bad kid, I think, because
she's kind of nuts.
She is pretty nuts. But
she's a good kid.
She is so strong-willed, and you would have to totally break her down to get her to fit in that mold.
Yeah, and that would.
And then she wouldn't be Lily anymore.
Right.
We just have to learn how to harness Lily. But
she's like,
so the point of videos and meeting on Saturday mornings is to encourage people.
There you go.
You're not fitting in, but it's okay. So we did have a point and a purpose. We shared all of Braden's personal stuff. We told you where you could drop off reject farm animals and some encouragement for your Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's great what you all do as a community. I think that is great. I wish we could just see your little faces and we could all when's Facebook going to do that? So we can all be in the same room and we can see each other. Yeah.
No, we're going to probably have to put on like those creepy
3D
goggles, and we can.
I saw that in a movie once. I don't think I want to do that.
I know.
I can't do it. I'm terrified of it.
I'm terrified of it too, and I freak out every time. And then I think Alan and Brandon figured it out in that one Left Behind movie.
That's where I've seen it.
Yeah,
and they get sucked into reality.
But I couldn't remember what it was from. So then when they told me that, I was like, "That's why I don't."
It was from one of the original
Just bring it
ones.
Here, Bubba.
It was the original.
Yeah,
it really is.
So we will let you all go and enjoy your day. There was a vlog from yesterday. I had to put it together this morning, so it should be up now. If you guys wanted to take a peek, it's super duper short. Olivia is up and not doing so bueno.
I don't think she feels.
I don't think she feels good today because she has been a disaster all day.
It started last night.
Yeah.
Thank you all for letting me tell you stories. I'll think of some good ones. I'll come back.
See, we need to get you to come and do more. This is fun. So yeah, come and join us for church tomorrow at noon. So same time tomorrow. Oh, she wants you, not me. Brandon is diving into Matthew. He did the introduction last week, and then this week he's diving in. Oh, thank you so much. You guys all, I love you. And that's why I love doing these lives, because like I just talk to a camera all week long. So it's nice to get to like connect with you guys together. Because that's the one thing about doing videos is you don't know what anybody's response is. It's just like so one-sided. This is cool. Get to do it. Yeah. Yes, Tati is coming in April. They're going to be here at the end of Passover.
How fun.
Super duper excited. Yeah, cannot wait. You guys are always welcome. Feel free to bring, alpacas and chickens with you. Because Brandon won't say no.
Along the way.
Maybe I'll just order stuff and then I'll just have you guys pick it up on your way. So yes, you guys totally, I'm super excited to share that. Come and join us for church tomorrow. Brandon's going to be in Matthew, and then Travis has the bi-weekly evening service tomorrow in Hebrews. So we've got some cool stuff. We will be off of vlogs this week, but I will have a video coming out, kind of just more of the minimalism stuff that I talked about last week on the homemaker vlog. And I think that's all the somewhat exciting things we have going on. Yeah, I don't think you're feeling so hot. Yeah. You're not. You want to eat, or you want Lily? I can't tell the difference between your words right now. I don't think you can tell the difference between your words right now. All right, guys, we will see you all for church hopefully tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing. Want to say bye? No. Okay, she does not want to say bye. So we will talk to you guys all later. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, even though it was super long today. Bye, you guys. Bye. Poor Bumby.